changing up the way you use your words or trying to speak more elegantly? I say, nah, I ain't having.
Right.
Peace. What's good? This is Part of My Thoughts podcast. This is Baba Akeem Bola, but my mama named me Chris.
And my name is Abo Geronimo, also known as Geron Fault, Pretty Ricky.
Hey,
let's go.
And we are here to bring you some more fire.
Yeah, we came back. We had to come back and bring it back.
We had to. Let me take this hat off because this mic, I got the hair.
Got them waves.
You know, swimming.
Who gonna drive the boat?
And this no grease. This just a brush and good hair. Shout out to my mom and my daddy. Genetics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one more again, thank you all for joining us again. If you have not already done so, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, share this with your friends, share this with your homegrown, share this with your kinfolk, share this with your mama, share this with folks that can actually get some kind of vital information from the topics that we actually discuss and talk about. So we here.
Right, because it's just our thoughts.
Yeah, pardon our thoughts.
That's it. That's all it is.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
What Bernie Mac say? I say what you're scared to say. That's all it is. Just my thoughts. So, yeah, man. So how was your week?
Week was pretty good, bro. We had a short week this week.
Okay.
A little 4-day week.
Okay.
Shout out to the students. Shout out to the teachers, to the admin, who made it through this far, this evening to actually finish it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. How about yours, bro?
My week was really good. Had some wins and some losses. I'm a day trader.
Yeah.
So I took a couple L's early in the week, but I rebounded by the end of the week.
He bounced back.
Yeah. So, it was good. And a lot of wins, Did a webinar last night. That was good. So I'm excited. It was good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I learned this week, celebrate the small wins.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Celebrate those small wins, right? Because, in this life, we always try to go, and if we don't hit a goal that we have, we want to get down in the process because we feel like we haven't succeeded or feel like we lost ourselves in doing the process or we didn't do what was right for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes even not catching or reaching that main goal is always something little that was just grand. So this week for me was, I like I said, I took a big L early in the week in the market. I bounced back, but my biggest win was it was just a real small little thing, but it just made everything feel great.
Now, why you just discount that win?
Because it's because I had my eye on this big grand type thing. It's almost like being at like a slot machine and you got your eye on the big toy, but down there at the bottom, it might be $500 wrapped up that you can get to easy. But my whole view is on this big old teddy bear or this whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Got the prize right there in the window that's waiting for you.
Right.
But then you mess around and somebody done dropped a $100 bill right there underneath the machine.
Yeah. So that was a lesson I learned this week is celebrate those small things, Baba. Celebrate those. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Celebrating every aspect as far as the highs, the lows, the positives and the negatives. Because again, as we discussed, it's all about duality.
Right.
So
yes.
Man, let's matter of fact, let's do this.
What's that?
Let's stop downgrading these wins.
True.
Let's magnify them.
Yeah.
Like, let's definitely magnify them. Like, ain't no more little no more. Ain't nothing little about growth as far as like what we're going through and what you're actually putting forth.
I hear that. Okay.
And ain't nothing small either.
If you got to win, you watching this episode and you got to win, drop it in the comments. Let us know what your win is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big or small. Celebrate that.
Celebrate it, please.
Yeah.
So, we got a lot to talk about, boy.
Listen, the block is hot.
We got a lot to talk about. 500
degrees.
Man, hey, let's go ahead and kick this thing here off right. Oh, first and foremost, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off right, man. What's so in recent news, we've actually seen over the last, month or so, as far as everything that's going on overseas with Ukraine as well as Russia.
Right.
And now we actually, saw like an article itself that actually came out as far as involving the HBCUs.
Right.
How you feel about that?
I ain't gonna. I don't like it. HBCU.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't like it because here it is, and I mean, I don't want to get all up into politics because I heard somebody once say politics are a bunch of politricks. But it's amazing how we sell out real quick. Where we always say we for each other, or we for our people, or we want to be for the higher education of our own, but yet you have your own right there in your institution who's struggling, who needs help, but yet you're bringing forth individual or immigrants over here to our land to educate them freely, while a young black male or young black female is in a community where they don't have the resources to actually get into that type of financial education, but has the brilliance that can change your whole institution.
Oh yeah. I
don't like that.
I don't like that either. I don't like the fact that even with a lot of colleges, they kind of actually throw that title around, and they're not actually even, say African American or black owned.
Right. Damn. That's true.
So you have a lot of different alumni, they're the face, but it's kind of like behind the scenes, who are the individuals that's actually making all the decisions as far as the board and stuff, and where they at.
Right.
So we call it HBCU for the funding and, we get the benefits and the perks.
Right.
But how is that contributing to the community that it's supposed to reflect?
Right. Because I ain't see no institutions, white institutions, open up no schools where Haiti needed immigrants to come over here and education. That was a chance to help. We want to feed America and feed the ones that need help. But I ain't see no white institution open that up for Haiti.
Right.
Or any other black people coming over into America's soil. I don't see that.
Right.
But I just hope people really recognizing and see that what system you living in, right? Like, if you can't see what's happening right now in front of your eyes, then you really you sleep.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you just may he rest.
May he rest. Yeah.
Because it's at this point, if you're not seeing what's taking place, it's crazy. Because, and I'm going to just share with this, because a lot of people don't know this, and me coming from the financial world and banking, a lot of people don't know that when immigrants come over here, now I'm about to let y'all in on something. So when immigrants come over here, say they got a green work permit card and things like that. When you come into a bank, not speaking English or no whatever ever, and then English, we know that's a bastardized language anyway. But anywho, that's what we speak over here. But if you can't even speak English, if you come into a bank and you need funding or you need a loan to help get yourself situated, I have to open an account and give you a loan based off of you being an immigrant coming here with a work permit. So when we see different counterparts come in and
you ain't gonna just slide that one in there. Now hold on. Say it again.
Immigrants got more or a better chance of getting any type of approval from a bank than your regular counterpart or American here in America.
Is that no credit?
No credit, no nothing. Can't speak English, no nothing. No credit. You ain't even got a real Social Security number. It's like a work permit and a little like EIN type number that they give you. So when you see these counterparts, you say, hey, they all living together and they all, I ain't trying to throw no shots at nobody. I'm just speaking what the facts is. When you see them coming together as a group economics type thing, just understand there's a lot of backing financially for them. Because you got to understand when they come over into our country, what's happening is, do you know these other countries pay the United States to allow them to be living here?
Okay.
They cutting checks.
They cutting checks.
Trust and believe Ukraine gonna cut a check.
Yeah.
for the
refugees.
For them 100,000 refugees coming over here, Ukraine gonna cut a check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they say you got to get it from the mud, for us, we got to get it from the mud.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. So if you got an opportunity to get in top of any of these financial literacy programs, because, it's the information is here. The information is the fertilizer to your wealth. Tap in and get the education and the information, because it's going to change your situation. Because you got to be on top of the game.
Tap into the education to get the information.
Because look, now you got 100,000 immigrants. Their children can now go to HBCU school, get free education. And y'all paying over 100,000 worth of student loan debt. Oh, okay. We ain't seen that disappear yet.
He did mention that, didn't
he? He did.
Interesting.
But guess who paying it? Guess who paying for them to go to school? You are.
I wish I had a little cha-ching button.
Ching ching.
That was easy.
Checkmate.
Jeez.
Yeah. This is chess, not checkers.
Chess, not checkers. We're talking about minus emotions. We're talking about literally everything that we actually see. Like, even with the news, like when we look at these different stories, right? Like the whole last 2 years, we're looking at COVID, the pandemic stuff, etc. I honestly don't. I think that people actually forget that even with the pharmaceutical companies, it's a business.
Yes.
It's not about your wellness.
Yeah.
It's all about a business.
Right.
So you get jabbed, boop. There we go. We can tally that.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
I mean, America itself is a corporation.
Is a corporation. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we ain't gonna go all in that, but
not this episode.
Please understand that America is a corporate. It's the United States of America. That key word, of America.
You know what? We were talking about this in class. So when we talk about America, why do we only specify, we think of the 50 states? Well, technically not 50 states, but why do we only actually think about the states? Why don't we actually consider America as far as like North America? Why don't we look at it under that regard?
Because it's all part of the plan.
If I say I'm American, then that means, shoot, I should be able to live in Canada.
That part. But who's really American? I know I am. I know that for a fact. Shout out the ancestry, Amen. Genealogy. Ronica Bay, salute to you, sis. Keep doing what you're doing, sis.
Yeah.
I appreciate your knowledge and information helping me find it out who I am and where I come from. That way I can pass along to my family, my loved ones, and let them know or remind them of who we are.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to the light workers. Like, right. She's one of the few that's actually genuine with the intention. So,
right.
Hey, definitely shout out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, man, what's the topic of the day?
Topic of the day?
Yeah.
Well, first we just had to get that out because we seen where that's just a very, very, very. I told him today, I was like, bro, I got to make sure we bring that up about that, because we really got to be about us if we serious about coming together and just really changing what we see for our children in the future.
Yeah, we ain't putting out no names, no names.
Right.
You all are studious enough to actually go online and actually look up as far as who's doing what right now.
Yeah. What
kind of moves are being made. And again, it's all about incentives. Like every college, every university itself has incentives. So especially for minorities. So, it all ties back into government contracting and, just having those resources to pull from. So,
right.
Unless you have your own, you always actually be accepting those handouts to actually fund your dreams and your businesses. So it is what it is.
Right.
But episode 3, here we are. We're talking about the topic of discussion today. The most dangerous game.
The most dangerous game.
The most dangerous game. GAME. Now, for some of you all actually listening to this, you may think, okay, what kind of game is he talking about? I'm not talking about badminton. I ain't talking about no Uno.
This ain't spades.
This ain't spades. Ain't nobody fighting after this right here. Or maybe depending on how you feel about it. The most dangerous game. When we say that, we're talking about the most dangerous game being an educated black man in America who stands on his principles, his morals, the guardian, the protector of his family.
Yeah.
The most dangerous game.
Right.
So growing up, you know, we've had the conversations and the stories about how the women itself have impacted our lives. But we also got to shout out the men who's also actually played the factors in our lives. We're talking about, you know, not only just father figures, we're talking about cousins, we're talking about, you know, OGs that we could actually call old heads, whatever the case may be, uncles, grandfathers, great grandfathers, for those who were actually fortunate enough to actually know their grandfathers, and, you know, just those leaders in the communities itself. And as we talked about it, you know, y'all can hear it from us and our dialect. You know, we down there in that deep country, we down there from that low country.
We are.
You know, that's what we do. That's what we rep. We just so happen to be kings in the Queen City, so this is what we do.
I like that, brother.
I mean,
Kings in the Queen City.
Kings in the Queen City. But yeah, that's what we had.
Said that. That was pretty dope.
I appreciate that, man. I ain't practiced it. I just came out.
Hey, brother. Hey, you a wordsmith, whether you know it or not, brother. I'm trying to tell you, bro. You're smooth with it now.
I'm trying to build up my vocabulary so they smooth as your waves.
Now don't tempt me.
Yo, this is what we do. Hey, and here's the thing. A lot of folks don't know. Me and Chris have been doing this for forever.
Right.
Like when you
since
talk
the
about
Skylark. and the Walkman.
With the tape adapter.
That's
what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A long time coming.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we got our crew.
Yes.
Shout out to the Ridge.
Yes.
We got our crew. And if you've ever been around us as far as like our crew, like, hey, this is what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, so shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. The most dangerous game. The most dangerous game right now is sitting right in front of y'all cameras, right in front of y'all phones, right here on this screen itself. The most dangerous game.
Yeah.
So again, when I say that, and I don't want to minimize or excuse nobody.
But yeah, but I want to also, you know, when you use the term educated, a lot of times society make you think that for a black man to be educated, he must have been through some type of institution, educational institution, or whatever it may be.
I don't get that.
I don't get that either. And I want to clarify this. Yeah. When you say educated, right? I please understand, educated in the terms of as you travel or your journey in this life, because I feel like sometimes what I learned in school, okay, I had to learn that. But the most I've learned was interaction with people, from a homeless man standing on the side of the corner, from a preacher in the pulpit, from a priest who in there working them shrines, from an elder who's sitting in a nursery home. Like education on just conversation to, again, raise that intellect.
Absolutely. We're talking about the enlightenment, especially when we're talking about the lineage. We're talking about high schools who technically weren't actually created until the 1930s. So, and that's just another story where we're talking about. But no, education is not limited to the institutions itself. We're talking about enlightenment. We're talking about wisdom. We're talking about a universal language of learning.
Right.
Not the education that we actually getting right now from the public school systems.
Yes.
Don't send me on the tear on that, because I can tear right into it.
Yeah.
It's what it is. But yeah.
So I think that what makes, when you say the dangerous part of the game, that's what makes it real dangerous, because you can come at all angles, right? Like I used to, for example, me working at True Lion, I remember I had this manager. Oh, I ain't mean to nick. I hope I can bleep that out, because I don't give free promotions, but I worked at this credit union. Yeah. Right. And I remember I had this lady, you know, you used to have your one-on-ones, whatever. And she was like, you know, you doing so well. Mind you, I mean, I'm bringing in $1 million or more a month in loans, deposits and such. Right. Okay. You know, and she was saying, you know, I heard you went to this networking event. So they had me go to these big corporations, right? And I would teach educational classes, financial classes, whatever. And I guess one of the little CEOs ain't like my approach on when I used to teach these classes, right? Mind you, it was a lot of us in these classes because it was like an incentive, right, for the credit union to pay them,
right,
to allow us to come in and teach this information,
right.
But anyway, again, follow the money always.
Follow the money.
So I'm sitting there. She said, you know, have you ever thought about, you know, changing up the way you use your words or trying to speak more elegantly? I say, nah, I haven't.
Right.
Like, nah, I haven't. Like,
right.
Nah. I said, no. Why? I say, is there a problem with the way? She was like, no, you know, if you're going to be out here speaking and representing, you know, you need to do all this. But mind you, behind the scenes, my phone number, can I get your card? These same CEOs that want to report and they think I ain't know they was reporting, right? Because the interaction with me and the people was so smooth and was so elegantly that they was like, okay, he's teaching too much. So they want to dumb it down. But these same CEOs want to email me on the side, can you help bring me out of debt? But you don't like the way I come or the way I speak and approach the audience, but yet you need this same country, Gullah Geechee, however you want to call it, individual to come help you and save you.
Well, matter of fact, let's say original. We just call it original.
Original.
Yeah, we just call it original.
Okay, original.
Original dialect.
Original dialect, right?
Yeah.
Because what's the right way to speak?
There ain't no right way to speak. Like people kill me with that. Like, but you know what? I think we both have our own personal, you know, battles with that. Like, for the longest time, I used to try to disguise my, you know, delivery.
Okay.
So I would actually go into this whole thing, especially when I was answering the phones. It's like, thank you for calling Company X. This is Jerron. How can I help you?
Me too.
But then it's kind of like, yo, what's happening now, boy? Like we get together and it's something else different that come out. So, I mean, what is a proper way of actually speaking to someone? It's like, do you not agree with the fact of how I'm actually speaking because you can't embrace the passion, the energy, as well as the coding that's in this language? Or is it the simple fact that you're just kind of surface level with yours?
Or is it that your soul can't even grasp the fact of what's been delivered?
Can't even do it. Can't even absorb it.
Right. Because, ooh, look at this here. Because it's something cool about when we approach each other. Like, you know, you see a brother or sister down the street, or in this bag, I'm gonna speak on like the brothers, or even when you see a sister, it's always a form of a head nod. Or if I go to shake a brother up, it's just something cool about when I come to you and I hit you with this. You already, and you stop. That shit is priceless, bro. I love that. Like you can't. That's like that's a code within itself. Like that's a culture within itself. And you can't dumb that down.
You can't dumb it down. You can't duplicate it. You can't do nothing with it.
They used to hate that at the bank, bro. When people, especially us, used to come in there and I'd be like, yo, what's good? They'd be like, really? No. You need to greet them a little bit different when they come in. You need to greet a little bit different. No, I'm greeting you as you come. Because I know when I go into the room, if I know I'm in a dignified type room, I understand I need to maybe be more dignified in the way of my approach. I'm not going to be like, yo, what's up, my people? Like, I'm here to teach you. No, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be more dignified, but I know how to move about in this room, which makes me dangerous.
Right. That's what makes you dangerous.
That makes you, because when you can get it however you want. Just know that I'm going to give it to you. Whatever situation or wherever I'm at, you're going to get it.
Are y'all hearing this right now? So, again, we can actually come from a standpoint of you know, what we've been actually titled as. But are y'all actually understanding and grasping the concepts of what we're saying as far as, like, we are moving in this nature? Like, when you actually control your environment, that's when you become dangerous.
Yes.
The most dangerous game.
Yes.
Now that applies, again, stated black men. That also includes women. It's not just about, you know, the colorations of it. We're talking about men and women who actually genuinely stand on their square.
Right.
You are the most dangerous game. Playtime's over. Dick Gregory said years ago, playtime is over.
Yeah. You got to stand on that square.
Yeah. Playtime is over for it. Like we talking about self-identification, and you know what? I'm glad we actually are doing this segment today, because there was a lot of information over the last 24 hours that we've actually talked about.
Yeah.
As far as like our families.
Yes.
Especially back home.
Yeah.
You want to touch on that?
Yeah, we can touch on that a little bit, and it's not just our home, but it's all small Black communities around the South right now, right? You see gentrification as at an all-time high, right? Where in the past, where they push our people from one point of the area to put us all in this one area, then now they see where that one area where we all sit, sleep, where we at, it's lit. Now they want to come in and now push us out. But we having these issues where all around the South, heirs property, I'm sure a lot of y'all familiar with that, where now they're using this whole thing where the land is contaminated. They want to bring a pipeline system through these small Black communities. So we having that issue where we from right now, right? So we from an area where it's us, right? A lot of that area we from, the one of the first original clubs of that area originated in our area. We had our own store. Shout out Ibarra Tarun to Richard Cook Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who had a store in our community. We had our own rec center. We had our own, church. Our grave is right there. Everything, we grew our own food. We had our own farms, our own everything right in this one area. And they never came and wanted to touch this area until now they see the profit in this area.
That's right.
And I just want to say to everybody, if you having that situation, you're experiencing that, stand on it, get educated. Don't take the dollar or the pennies these people trying to offer you. Keep your land. They ain't making no more land.
Don't you put that black ink on that white paper.
That part. Don't sell out. Don't do that.
And that's nothing racial. It's just legal.
We're
talking about ink.
That's it. There's
a difference between black ink, blue ink, and red ink. I'm a novice at this, so definitely do your research in regards to that. But we know from our experience, from our research, there's a huge difference when you sign a letter or sign a document and black ink and blue ink and red ink, and how you sign the signature as well. Right. Shout out to Ronica.
Right. It is. It all works together, man. And they're going into these communities where a lot of us, and for myself, like I moved away from the country, right? Because I was like, I got to find a way, make a way. And it really hurts me. I was called my mama last night and I was like, yo, I'm hurt. Because I just hate to see them doing that themselves. And it was like, and we came together. It was like we came together as a group was like, no more. We ain't missing no more meetings. We there. Because the only thing I understand, the only thing I know that they understand is money and war. At the end of the day, if you ain't got the money, then damn, you better be coming with some type of war tactics. And I ain't talking about you ain't got to shoot off guns, whatever, war, but stand and on your square and let them know, don't come back over here to my grandma, my aunt, whoever may be house and try to dictate what you want to do or what you're going to do.
Facts.
Because you can't.
Facts.
And we're not letting you. So if you young and you see this happen in your family, stand up and get in those rooms with your elders because they trying to cherry talk them, man.
Yeah. They'll talk nice to you in front of your face, but let me tell you something.
Behind that door,
black and brown community, as well as Asian community, and whoever else you want to include that, they're calling you every single name known to man outside of your original names itself. So when it comes down to it, the only thing that you're probably going to see is the dollar sign. The only thing they actually see is generational wealth, something they can actually pass down from the generation after them, so forth and so on. Right. So it's time to actually stop looking at the materialism of society in today and get with the spirituality. And when I say that, I mean owning what is yours. Exactly. Starting with the name.
Right. Because the land is the biggest spiritual aspect of your whole nature and your care.
Facts.
Right? Ooh. Because
right.
Because growing up, blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears is in that soil. That's a holy place. That's a holy ground.
You remember the tree that used to be behind Mud House?
Oh, that real big tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when Avatar came out, like that's the first time I thought about like that big giant tree, like the tree of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like now, I don't even know. It's like now if you go back, I think last time it was last year, you can still see like the wood, like they chopped down, it's still back there.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. But it's all like it's symbolic to, especially with the communities that we actually are raised in. It's like, folks, you have to actually own not just the land, but also the minerals underneath the land.
Exactly. The minerals.
That's where we get lost at.
That's exactly. We just go and say, oh, I own 5 acres. Okay, cool. Guess what? You paying tax. So you don't own nothing.
You own nothing.
But get the deed and the mineral, get the ownership of those minerals in that land, the water, the dirt, the rocks. All get on that.
Yeah.
On that.
And we talk about, you know, how different concepts or different ideas just kind of link us. So, you know, one of my favorite TV shows when I do actually watch TV is Yellowstone with Kevin Costner.
Okay.
And a lot of folks don't really pay attention to a lot of his movies. Like people think that what was the movie? Waterworld was a complete flop. I was like, did y'all actually understand as far as like what he was talking about? He was talking about the land. So because he was a hybrid, you know, he had gills, he can go deep down into the water itself and get jars, mason jars of dirt. And the dirt itself, they consider that like gold at that time because the world had flooded.
Yeah.
To me, that was symbolic saying that on the land, when you own the land, you set the price, you set the value.
Right.
You set the parameters.
Right.
We're not setting the parameters. We're letting any John, Dick, and Sally come into our communities and tell us their plans for that land.
Right.